podcast about people making the world a better place.
So this is Aardvark interviews. Our special guest today, Maggie M. I don't know what the fuck that means, but it's Maggie Moor, and I guess she's unanimous or something. We're going to talk about her song, "In the Sun," I believe is the name of it. And I watched the video and everything, and I hope Kellyanne and Dr. Hozey watched the video as well. Yeah, of course not. All right, so
pull up the video.
I was kind of partial to Gunmetal Blue, but
Yeah.
all right. So what motivated you to do this song, Maggie Moor?
That In the Sun, like, why did I decide to do a video to this song right now?
Yeah, why not?
Well, if you want to know some of my secrets, in the song itself, right, that follows the story of a young girl, and in the very beginning, it's lyrics, right? So it's poetic, but the story is a young girl skipping jump rope, playing in the grass, having a pretty new dress, but yet she has secrets. There are things that she can't say in the house, and there are things that parts of herself that she has to hide. And in the nighttime, she's sleeping, or she's dreaming, or she's waking up in the middle of the night, and her fantasies are about getting out of the house, escaping freedom, and finding herself in the world. And then she goes out in the world, and she gets into some, dark passages, and yet she finds that as she's looking for the glamour and the attention of the bright lights and the fame, she actually finds that the sun and nature is really what makes her feel most peaceful and most alive. So that's me what the song is about. And I felt like, as I've been writing the pilot for Skinless and just feel that story, I thought I'd make a music video to it.
Nice.
How long did it take you to write the song?
That song, that was like, maybe I recorded that album over like 6 to 8 months. In 2019. That song wasn't really belaboring, actually. I already had the lyrics. I write a lot of poetry and lyrics and whatnot. And then I was working with Aaron Monroe, who's a beats maker, producer. And I read him some of the lyrics. I told him the vibe that I wanted. He started creating a track. We went back and forth for a while, and then I recorded it. So, yeah.
Okay. Kellyanne, let me ask you a question. What's the name of the production company?
Hello, Hooray.
And what's the name of the show?
Aardvark interviews.
What's the name of the Patreon account?
Oh, no. Hello, Hooray Live?
Yes.
Or Aardvark interviews.
Yes.
Yes.
What's my dog's name?
Sasha.
Perfect. She got a perfect score.
You put me under pressure today.
Wow, she was good, man.
She is. I like her.
You like her?
Too. Yeah, I like all of you.
Yeah, she doesn't like me. She likes Kellyanne the best. Yeah.
I like you.
Do you think women are drawn to each other by some act of misery?
Act of misery?
Well, a sisterhood. There's this a show, a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or something. But, do you think there's an energy, just by years of suppression? And I don't want to talk about Roe v. Wade, but what the hell? Do you think women see what I wrote on Facebook and subsequently wound up in Facebook jail again? Was that women should just stop, and say screw this, and just stop the machine from going, because women have such power, whether they know it or not. Now, there's the point: whether they know it or not, they have the power to stop producing, to stop doing a lot of things. Okay. Of course, I
I have
can't
no
post
idea where this
anything.
is going.
I can't post anything now because I'm in Facebook jail. But you know, I had some very big opinions on the ruling. So, um, do you think women are drawn to each other more so?
Are you asking me?
Why
Or
not? Why
Dr.
not?
No, I can't tell who you're asking, and I want to hear everybody else speak as well. So I don't want to,
She's so humble and modest.
I want to know.
I'd be spitting at people in the streets if I had that intelligence.
I will answer the question.
Please.
I think that women are actually I don't think that women are attracted to each other because of their long time suppression, although some people may agree and disagree with me. I think it's more of a Shakti thing, that women are in touch with sort of the universe in a different way, sometimes than men are, though I don't really see gender differences. I see beings. I know you laugh at me. I sound like a millennial, but I think that women are just attracted to each other's energy. I think it just inspires the growth and the energy. I don't think it's like I'm a martyr too, so let's all be in our misery together. I don't see it that way personally. I like to empower other people. It's just as interested in Dr. Hozey. I just didn't get stuck privately with him, so I would have asked him the same questions and been just as interested in him. But I do think that women get a certain energy from each other. I think men get energy from women as well. I think there's just sort of I call it Shakti. It's a feminine divine that opens the consciousness to something greater.
Well, what do you think, Kellyanne? Do you have what Miss Maggie Moore, Maggie May? I want to say Maggie May so bad.
That's
What
okay.
Maggie
My
Moore
friends call me May,
talks
so.
about as the Shakti.
You know, like for me, men and women, I feel the same way. I don't see gender. It's kind of like energy. Like I'm more attracted to people's energy. It's not really necessarily if you're a male or female, but I found that I used to never be comfortable with women. I never got along with women before like I do now. And it wasn't until I got more comfortable with myself when I was able to actually get connections with women. I think maybe I was intimidated or jealous, or there was something there. I don't know what, because it's a newer thing. Because I never had any female relationships until just in the last couple of years, and it was only when I started growing myself when I was able to build those bonds with women. So, but I'm more. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or girl. There's something that either pulls me or it don't.
Oh, that's very cool. What do you think, Dr. Hozey? Is this all a bunch of kerfuffle, or is this legit?
I need to preface this by stating that I am way old school, okay? I've been around for a little while. I used to have certain concepts that have changed radically. The thought of people of the same origins sticking together, people of the same type sticking together was something alien to me. Where I was brought up, it was like, the man grabs the world by the balls and squeezes and makes the world do what he wants, and he has his family being subservient to them, and a bunch of crap that made it so difficult to live a comfortable life. But as far as women being with women, for example, if I can jump on that subject, I remember having a conversation with somebody and being asked, if you approve of gay marriage, for example. And, the concept, I think, is something like, do I approve of the color yellow? Approve of the color yellow? It may not be my favorite color, but I don't fucking approve of a color. It's a color. It is what it is. And it's not a proclivity. It's not a choice, as far as I'm concerned. It's a reality. And if you could come to terms with that reality and be comfortable with it, then you're going to be okay. But if you have to live within the constraints of what other people want you to do, or think you should do, or try to force you to do, you're not going to have a very happy existence. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to tell everybody to go screw themselves and take a good stop, listen to your heart, and then follow suit no matter what comes. Because when things finally do settle down and you're hanging around a bunch of people who want to still be with you because you're being yourself, then you don't have to fake it anymore, and you can just be yourself.
Well, thank you, Dr. Hozey. And it's a new segment of our show. coming up. It's called Dr. Hozey's Diagnosis. And thank you for giving it your diagnosis for tonight. That was actually really good. Yeah, wow. Are you going to play yourself in the movie, in the TV series, Maggie Moore? Maggie Moore. Maggie Moore.
Am I going to? If a production company asked me to,
Oh,
I will.
it will. It'll
But
happen.
I'm not thinking that way. No, I'm thinking about a few different actresses that are already working and that are on television that I think would be great for the role.
Who's gonna play you?
I would like Anna Taylor-Joy. Do you know who she is?
Not at all.
Anna
Who is she?
Taylor-Joy was the girl in Queen's Gambit, and she did One Night in Soho a few months ago. There's also a woman, and her name I seem to not always remember because I've only met her in a television show once. It's called Tokyo Vice. I don't know if you've seen that. It's another HBO series. Anyway, these are my two actresses that I'm going to start stalking when I'm done and ready to show the script.
Anna Taylor-Joy.
Anna Taylor-Joy. She's a British
Anatolia?
Taylor. Anna Taylor-Joy.
Anatolia.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you.
Oh, we got a request. Do you want to read from the book?
I'd love to.
Please.
Yeah, that would be great.
Please.
All right. So that actually, this is risk taking, right? Give me a number. Start.
Give
Kellyanne,
you a number?
what's your Shakti say, Kellyanne?
Page 14. Page 14.
14?
Yeah.
All right. I'll start on page 14. That is amazing. That is the end of the prologue and the beginning of, so page 15 starts a new chapter.
Amazing.
Okay, cool. This is actually the very beginning of the book. So there's a prologue, but this is the beginning. It's, and just feel like this when you're ready for me to stop, okay? It's called, the chapter is Lower East Side, New York.
Nice.
And, well, that's the section of the book. And then the chapter is Good Morning. A wind tapped lightly at heavily drawn aluminum shades, wishing to breathe newness amidst the howling chaos. Me and Sam had one thing to cling to on this banal rock, and that was each other. Well, each other and whatever else we could get our hands on. Bare springs, mattress, me, cool air, tawny skin, long dancer's legs, lanky, naked on my back. Gold chestnut waves, my hollow eyes blindly, wide open, staring into hue, blue. Cold chills from the cheap AC cranked up in the middle of September rattled my bones, a fixture insisted on by my hot-blooded Cuban choice of man, forever running everything in his life as a quick means to get by and a quick means to die. Sam set for sleep like he will the morgue when he's done doing his time. That ass is mine, he said. My thighs pressed his tattoo-inked delts. Sam's silver sacred heart Jesus chain slid supple against my slender neck bone. Sam. Matted goosebumps crept slowly at my spine. I pulled him deeper. Sam. Shift, wrap, fetal style. Cranky radiator steam spit behind our slumbering heads. Early evening waking, actually. I pulled myself from Sam, tried stretching my overworked limbs. Though I appeared lithe and strong from several years of childhood dance classes and my teenage road-roughing homeless natural living I couched it as, I still to that day, and maybe even today sometimes, found it impossible to gather strength to stand. That morning, not unlike many of the rest, the chill in the air got me up from bed. Perhaps it was more the cold of my inner unrest, my screaming wish to enliven a life force within that I had quieted by my own mind, my daily endurance of cruel and jarring commands on my own innocence and self. Those internal mental lashings had been going on since I was a young child, before the junior high dance classes, before the Miss Teen New York pageant, and probably started right around the first time my mother's drunk boyfriend grabbed my cleaned end pussy. A salmon-colored rotary phone rang from its perch on our hardwood floor, just across the beige flim-flam hanging. A sheet to separate the mattress from the living was all we had in this Lower East Side dive studio, the fifth of our sublet apartments since we'd been dating a few years back. God, it's fucking cold, I sighed. I slipped my ankle from Sam's clutch, pulled the pink sham from our bed tight round my shaking ribcage. Don't answer the phone, babe. Sam grabbed at the air as I did. Crawled under that flimsy beige across cool bare wood in that New York studio sublet. I'm serious, babe, Sam yelled. If it's Jess, tell him I've been under flu. A few days past, lying low, watching like Mean Streets or watching something you never remember. Sam loved his Scorsese flicks. I swear, we thought we lived in one, or any movie, really. This was our life. I didn't realize then that most people watch TV and flicks to vicariously live through while keeping themselves safe at home. We lived like there was no tomorrow, and I swore by it. Live like you're going to die tomorrow, because you never know. There's some spiritual truth to that. 10 years later, and to this day, even 20 years later, I might hear myself say the same thing, but meaning don't kowtow to fears and social moorings. Back then, I meant I didn't care if I died, and I secretly hoped I would every single day. Remember what I mumbled? Absolutely lost in my usual foggy and anxious. Why get bogged in memories? I pride myself on not remembering, I probably thought and often said. Venetian blind tapped, half slid, my cover dropped, shoulders drooped, breeze spilled pink sundown on that dusty wood flooring. I stretched, a cat in the sun slipped. Fucking simp softies, life is fleeting. Softy was a word I always used then for people I thought were weak, hadn't survived the streets, had parents' money, had no grit, had no backbone, worried about what everybody else thought. Maybe back then I thought, went to college, worried about the future, didn't follow their gut or their heart. That was my basic definition then for a softie. I hated weakness in a person. I wouldn't stand for it in myself. When you've been touched funny as a kid, and especially you don't tell, you got a fortress built up. Morning stream of conscious. Girl, don't hide your face from nothing. My lips flowed. Pull your hair back. Don't worry, you're alone. I found myself humming, barely audible, a song I had been composing. Music was the one thing that always helped me return to innocence. Before it all happened at home, I had played clarinet and piano since second grade every day after school. Practice, practice, practice. I quit in fourth grade when my band teacher grabbed my ass under my little blue skirt. My mom had been in bed that morning with her drunk and told me I looked like a prostitute as I left the house. After he grabbed me, I went flush-faced solo into the bathroom stall, shaking, and told myself, I guess my mom was right. I do look like a hoe. I shouldn't have been wearing that skirt. Really, that band teacher was a dickhead pervert, but I didn't bother telling anybody. That was minor compared to the other stuff home. I just never went back to band then. Too bad, because I was first C clarinet in the fifth grade band, but you got to suck it up and make a plan, I told myself at age 10. There was nowhere to turn. Since I'd met Sam, actually, I'd found a piano. I'd been starting to write my stuff down again, starting to let myself believe in my dream. Something you may not know that people that have been touched funny lose sight of. Dreams become something for the spoiled brats of the world or the softies. Survival becomes key. Fulfillment isn't something you even really consider until you start to heal.
Wow,
That's great. Holy. So this book, do you have an audio version of the book as well?
I don't right now. I was thinking about that I might do that.
Yeah,
I think I always love it.
Kellyanne doesn't read. She has something against reading.
I love audio.
A lot of people prefer to listen, and you get the rhythm and the cadence and.
Yeah,
I got a compression fracture in one of my ribs just from all the feelings that we're going through, so condensed. I mean, that was like freaking amazing.
Some book.
Where
can we buy this book? Where can we get this book?
Actually, right now, this book, I'm very happy about this, is being sold on the bookshelves at Shakespeare and Company in Manhattan, which is cool. That's like one of my lifelong dreams, right? Is to have a book on a bookshelf. Because I mean, everything, obviously it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all of that via the web. So, I mean, you can order it.
When can we meet you there to have a signed copy?
Yeah, I'll definitely send you a signed copy. If you send me your address, I'll just sign it and send it.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
You
So
have-
where can people get in touch with you? Do you have a site or something if they want to purchase your book or book you for some I don't know, spiritual healing shit or something?
Shakti energy. I have a website called Maggie Moor Artist. So it's MAGGIEMOORARTIST.com. And there you find all of the links to all of my albums on iTunes. I have 3 EPs there, recordings with David Sanborn and Kenny Brampton and Buddy
Wow.
Williams, produced by Marty Denayer. So that's all available to purchase or download from the internet. And then I have links and reviews of Skinless and updates on how the pilot's going for interviews or any agents or production people that are interested in talking about that. And then I have information where you can purchase it there as well. So MaggieMoorArtist.com.
Let me ask you a question. A very important question.
I heard you say that a lot.
What?
Let me ask you a question.
I'm getting t-shirts, Maggie Moore. I'm getting t-shirts.
with
But
ya.
when your film or episodic show comes out, can I get a part?
I think that's a great idea. You could play the hedge funds guy who falls in love with Charmaine. His name
Oh,
is Rex Raven.
his name's Rex Raven.
Yes.
I totally look like a Rex Raven, right, Kellyanne?
I agree.
By him. No, it's great. He's a great role. He's very wealthy. He's going through a divorce. Typical New York guy in his 50s. And
Wow.
fixates
So-
on this young woman to find his youth and
So
vitality.
would I get to act with this Annabella Genitalia, whatever her name? What's her name? Anna.
Taylor Joy.
Anna. What's her name? I'm sorry, I forget.
Anna
Taylor-Joy.
Taylor Joy. You know who she is, right, Dr. Jose?
Yeah, matter of fact, I hope you do get her. When she's blonde, she looks a lot like you. That would work.
Really?
Oh, that's too kind. But
I gotta look her up. Is she?
she's perfect for the part because Charmaine obviously writes music and then she starts performing, and Anna Taylor Joy sings, and she also plays roles that have been through a lot of trauma, like in the Queen's Gambit, right?
Is she a Canadian actor?
She's British.
British. Okay.
But yes, you would get to act with her. You would even you wouldn't really get to kiss her, but she kind of pecks him on the lips once. There's no, but
Ooh.
Hey, a peck sends me to heaven.
If you need a stand-in for that scene, I'm available.
Let me ask you a question, Maggie Moore.
We'll do all the lighting around you.
Can you
I
do
was a
it?
stand-in once for Liv Tyler in a movie. And
Can
it was
you
so
do it?
embarrassing.
Can
It's
you?
like you go on set and they do all the lights around you. They get the camera set up and then they're like, "All right, get out of here." And then the star comes on.
And that was it? Yeah, Liv Tyler.
Yeah, it's a good job because it goes on for the entirety of the movie. They like to have the same stand-in, but yes,
Right.
Dr. Jose, you can be Mr. Aardvark stand-in.
Wow. Could you do a British accent?
Can I do a British accent? Well, sure. What do you like? Do you like a bit of tea for breakfast or lunch, or would you like to retire now and enjoy the rest of your evening somewhere? Perhaps
Nice.
lay down and watch some television and
Man,
the
beautiful.
toes.
Jesus, God help
So cute. I thought you were going to ask me what my favorite dessert is. That's what you told me.
Oh, that's Kellyanne's
I've
question. You
been
didn't ask.
thinking about it.
You didn't ask that tonight,
I
Kellyanne.
didn't ask no food questions today.
Why? Why? Were you afraid?
No, I don't know.
She usually asks, "What's your favorite dessert?"
We were guided in other directions today.
Ah,
But do you eat dessert? Being so healthy and muscly, do you eat dessert?
it's funny because I think one of the reasons I was thinking about that question, because I asked him kind of what he was going to ask about, before we booked the interview.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, I'll ask you funny questions like what your favorite dessert is and this and
And
that."
she didn't
And
ask.
of course, because I'm, a week out or now 4 days out on a
Yeah.
show, my
Yeah.
brain is like psychologically like fixated on like what I can have when I'm finally done. And it's things that I normally don't even want, but it's just like, it's probably like
Yeah.
what it's like to be pregnant. or
Totally.
something.
What
So
is
I was
going to be your
like-
go-to right after you're done? What's your first dish you're going to have or dessert you're going to have when you're done?
I'm really boring. I just love almond butter. I'll have almond butter.
Oh, almond
wow.
butter.
I know,
Love it.
really boring. I know, but I was thinking that would be really good, which I probably won't eat. But I thought this would be a great dessert. Would be like peanut butter chocolate mousse with shaved walnuts or pecans in it.
Mm.
You think that
And
sounds
some
good?
cinnamon. And some cinnamon.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Cinnamon. Yeah.
Sounds creamy and crunchy at the same time. Yeah, I'd go for that.
Yeah.
And nice
Alright.
and cold, the mousse, you know, so it's
All right, so we're going to close up the show. Kellyanne, are there any further questions you'd like to ask?
No, that was my question. What was your dessert going to be? And that sounds incredible. Mousse.
I got a quick one. I need to ask.
Well, not Canadian mousse, right? Not a real mousse.
Not a Canadian mousse. No.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay, thank
I've
you.
seen mousse in Canada. They are so beautiful. Yeah.
If I understood, you did a couple of pieces with Twisted Sister. What was that like?
Wow, is that true?
Yes. I was the when it was in 2006 or 7 when they put out like their first album after like 20 years of taking a
Christmas.
break, and they did a Christmas album, right? Which is very smart because it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Every year they get to play their Christmas songs again. And they did kind of remakes of their popular songs, like "We're Not Going to Take It," but in Christmas songs. So they did "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," you know, that Christmas song, to the tune of "We're Not Going to Take It," which is their most famous song. And they did a parody of their original video, which is the little boy with the teacher. What are you going to do with your life? Right? If you remember that.
Yeah.
And they did a parody on that where I'm this this like sort of housewife in a beautiful home with a husband, having our first Christmas experience together. And he gives me a Twisted Sister Christmas record CD. And I open it and I completely freak out. And I'm like, what kind of a man are you? You know, and I just go, rah. and then Twisted Sister shows up and they like basically walk out of the television set and they're like, you know, they're doing and my husband's like so happy. He's dancing with them. He's a big fan. And then I start to like loosen up and then I start to go wild and I become like the housewife gone wild and we have a great time. So it was a lot of fun. I mean, obviously music videos are form. So and Dee Schneider just has so much energy and the whole band was there and they're all just great people. So we just had a great time.
Is there anything she hasn't done?
Yeah, really. That sounds like
I've never flown a plane. I think that's just amazing. Yeah. In fact, I was in Hawaii last month and we went on this gorgeous helicopter ride and like all the waterfalls.
And fun, yeah.
And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to fly this helicopter? And I wondered what day is that we no longer need 4-wheel cars and we'll have our own little helicopters. And
did you fly it?
No, I actually
why not? Why not?
Because it was one of those like you hire the company, but it's something that Kellyanne could probably.
So I'm going to Hawaii in October, and I'm going to try to book a plane while I'm out there so I can fly. I'm going to try to fly while I'm out there.
Yes.
So, yeah.
What kind of plane? Cool. Is it going to be a crop duster?
It's just going to be the crop duster planes that little planes. Yeah. I'm not a big plane.
Let's all go there and fly with her.
Yeah.
Those helicopter flights over the lava in Hawaii are amazing. And I remember one guy was a Vietnam vet and he would stay right on the terrain and it was exhilarating. I mean, that was a great experience. I've never flown a plane, but I jumped out of a perfectly good one once and that was fun.
Oh, wow. Did you do that? Why is it an emergency or you just?
No, it was a parachute jump. Actually,
you just did the jump.
You're attached to another guy and you don't do it on your own the first time.
Yeah.
But it was.
I did. My first time I jumped by myself.
Really?
You did?
Yeah.
How did you get allowed to do that?
We don't go 10,000 feet. We're way lower down.
Oh.
We didn't do 10,000. I think it was so long ago. I think it was like 3,000-ish or something like that. But we didn't do 10,000.
No, it's okay.
Pilot training? Do you have to do that for training?
No, it's okay. She can do that because she's suicidal. So it's okay. Yeah.
I think we can all do that then.
Give me a sheet. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So one quick question, can somebody get a message to you via that website you mentioned?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's my email address there, Maggie Moor Writer, WRITER @gmail. You can easily send me, the IM, DM, Instagram at Maggie Moore, and Facebook at Maggie Moore Official, Maggie Moore Music at Facebook as well as my fan page. I have a Reverb Nation so that, you can find me in all these different areas. And if you want to just shoot me a little message there, or you can send an actual email.
Jesus, what a life.
Stay strong. Okay.
How does she
It's a
do that?
wild world. We've got messages coming from every direction these days, right?
Yeah. Yeah. very
I
true.
can all this exercise. I can hardly get out of the bed in the morning to put the cigarette in my mouth. I don't know how the hell you do it. I really don't.
I
It's
love you.
just-
You're so old school. You're like Charles Bukowski. It's great.
Yeah,
It's very,
that's me.
very romantic. I totally get it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Totally.
for coming on the
Cigarettes.
show, man. Is there anything you want to close us out with? What's coming up for you anyway in the future? What's your shameless promotion?
The shameless promotion for me right now is my NPCbikini competition on Friday, which will be live stream on Facebook.
Is it going to be live streamed?
I think so. I think they have I'll post it if I can get the link.
Yeah, where is it? Friday? What time?
It starts at 5 p.m. The show itself, they do prejudging all day, and then the show itself. Oh, and then I've been doing singing though, on this app called Sessions Live. It's a pretty cool platform.
Oh,
They
session.
invited me to be part of this whole event that was taking place in Las Vegas called The Road to Life is Beautiful. And you
Wow.
actually you just create like your own stage in your own home environment or your own home studio, and do a concert. And then they live stream it
Holy
into
shit.
a screen
Oh, no way.
at
That's so
wherever
cool.
the event is, and then people can log in and watch you live on the platform, and then people can also go to the event and watch it on the screen. It's like this kind of new thing that popped up after COVID, because all the venues were
Right.
closed. They were looking for ways that musicians can connect and continue to play, and now these things are just sticking around, right? Like it's like,
Yeah.
well, that worked during COVID, and we're not going to end it now. We'll just keep going. And now, so I'm doing a show on Sessions Love Songs, which is I'll post that link on my Facebook page and
Yeah.
and everywhere, and that'll be July 13th. So I'm going to try a couple new songs and actually try a few covers this time, because I've never really done cover tunes. So I think
Nice.
it's time. If
by the way-
anybody has a cover tune they want me to try, let me know.
Just want to make sure NPC is N like November. N, not
Uh-huh.
N. Okay.
What is it?
And like
NBC.
November,
NC Peter Charlie.
it's the National Physique Committee.
Oh, the committee.
I know it's
Physique
massive.
Committee.
It's major. And you'll see
Okay.
bodybuilders and bikini girls and physique guys from all over the world.
Wow. I wonder what
Yeah,
Dr.
the big
Jose
names,
would
okay.
would look in a Speedo. What he would
Oh,
look.
dear.
Dr. Jose, what do you think? How would you look in a Speedo?
I would suggest you don't have a good meal before you see that. But
Okay,
otherwise,
Right.
How about you?
Well, thank you everyone for coming in. Thanks for coming back, Kellyanne. We're
Yeah.
glad you're
Yeah. It's been great. It's been
not
great.
working with the Canadian government tonight, so that's good. And thank you, Dr. Jose, for coming
It's been
back
fun.
to us from the rainforest. And Maggie Moore.
you.
Just I don't know what
It's
to
been
say.
a great pleasure meeting you, Maggie.
It was a great pleasure being with all of you too, and really getting a chance to talk to you. And I want to pick all of your brains as well. But if you want to email me or IM me, I'd be happy to hear from all of you.